Hi guys, welcome back, welcome in. This is my channel. I'm Lunar Goddess Tarot, and I will be your intuitive guide and your reader today. So I've just completed a video where I answered some of the most important and pressing questions on this journey for the Divine Feminine, and maybe for a Divine Masculine watching, to give them some insight into their own actions and choices. Why does the masculine choose karmic partners? Why do they stay attached or attached to the karmic partner? Why do they go back or return to the karmic partner? Why are they attracted to the karmic partner? What does this say about the feminine? Is it the feminine's fault? So if you want to check that out, I've posted that. You can check that out and let me know if you're enjoying this format, because I think this is beautiful. This is my favorite park on earth that I've ever visited. I get bird friends that visit me here, and it's so beautiful, and I wanted to share this with you. And I wanted to show you guys my face because it's been a while since you've seen my face, and honestly since I felt well enough to really be on camera. So welcome in, namaste, and let's have a look at the energies. Now, as I discussed in the previous video, if you had a chance to listen, it is a full moon in Aries on Sunday, October 9th or October 10th, depending on where you are in the world. This will be the culmination of a 6-month cycle that began with a new moon in Aries back in April. So I want you to think back to April, any cycles that started during that time. In particular, cycles that try to strip your power or take away your power, because what we're experiencing now is the opportunity with this full moon coming in, and even starting now, starting a few days before and well into a few days after and a few weeks after this full moon, to be able to really stand up for ourselves and anywhere in which we've had that power stripped from us, or people have tried to silence us, or where we have to be warriors in our own lives. You're going to get this opportunity to kind of recalibrate yourself. And also, anything that's been holding you back since that new moon in Aries in April will be wiped away. It's going to be like this clean slate where all of that gets wiped away and swept away, and we're left with a brand new opportunity. Very bold, a bold opportunity to take action. Apologize, I'm still coughing. The cough tends to linger for a little while for me, and I apologize for the annoyance of that. I don't have any control over that, but I do want to continue as I feel well enough to deliver these videos, especially as I'm feeling inspired and I'm able to rest here. I'm in my hometown and able to rest and deliver this content as I feel like it's really timely. So let's tap into the masculine's energy here. We're going to look into the masculine's energy and see Page of Wands coming up. He is feeling inspired. Page of Inspiration in this deck. So he's feeling inspired today, or at this time. I feel like this full moon in Aries is inspiring this divine masculine to take some sort of action. Now, oftentimes the pages represent kind of a novice, or the beginning of an idea, the beginning of a journey. It's something that, the wand suite represents the spiritual aspect of the person or the self or the journey. It's this bubble of inspiration. It's very colorful, almost magician-like. And you see these two black cats, which to me always represent good luck. And to me, as you know, I'm a feline lover and owner and have been my entire life and always will be. Felines represent mystery. They represent the mystery of life. So there is a mysterious quality to the Page of Wands that you don't see with the other pages. And it's like you're sitting on this mountain of possibility with this full moon in Aries, divine masculine. And I see you're calling out to your ancestors to ask them. This is what I think the cats represent in this image today. This is what's coming to me. Calling out to the ancestors for assistance and guidance and help in your journey as you move forward, as you gain your strength. And I see the hair here almost as like antenna. I see this like as an antenna leading up to the divine. So this divine masculine reaching a greater consciousness, a deeper consciousness and state of being. This desire to manifest or bring into manifestation or bring into their physical reality that which they desire. There's a flexibility as well. There's a flexibility here where the divine masculine is having to, as they ascend, they're having to become more flexible. They're having to become more pliable, more malleable, as they realize that they're partnering up with the divine, that they are not in this alone, that even though the feminine has stepped back, that now they're being granted this opportunity to partner with the divine and partner with God or their higher self or the heavens or the whatever it might be, the collective consciousness. I think they would label it or call it different things depending on who they are and what they're exploring at this time. But there's a deepening of their consciousness, a deepening of their spiritual journey, a desire to study, a desire to learn, a desire to understand this journey from a different perspective and a different angle. And this is opening them up to be able to understand and decipher the journey in the way in which the feminine experienced it, and why the feminine may have looked like she was chasing, initially, and why the masculine goes, oh, and then the masculine chased, and then he goes, okay, I understand that we are two halves of whole. I understand that we belong to the same fabric, the same thread. He's starting to gain this understanding, and this is a game changer, guys. This full moon in Aries, leading up to the eclipse in Scorpio at the end of the month, and then the eclipse in Taurus 2 weeks later, these are game-changing energies and game-changing events that are very synchronistic, that are very serendipitous, that are going to bring in events and people and experiences that are going to change the way in which we look at the journey. I know many feminines, I know you guys have been suffering for a long time. And I've been very transparent with my own struggles and my own journey, and I want to continue to be even more so that you understand, this has not been an easy journey for me physically, mentally, or emotionally, or spiritually. There have been times where I have found myself on the ground in tears, talking to God, praying to the divine, let me off this journey. I don't want to be on this anymore. Why would I choose this? This is painful. This is devastating. This is the most heartbreaking thing I've ever been through. But it broke me open. It continues to break me open. I continue to seek higher mountains to ascend and to climb. And every time I feel like I'm pummeling to the, beginning of the hike, that I'm pummeling to the ground of the mountain. I've made it to the top, and then I feel like I get pummeled down. I climb higher and higher each time, just like you. And so even though this has it's not been a fairy tale by any stretch of the imagination. It's not been a fairy tale. It's not been easy. Many of you know my story with my counterpart, the struggles, the separation, the devastation, and yet I persevere. Why? Because I'm doing it for me. You have to put yourself at the center of this. You have to understand this is about your evolution. And as you evolve, you help others in your midst evolve. You help your friends and your family. Guys, I can't tell you how many friends I have I never thought would ascend that are ascending. It's painful. It's the realization of what's actually going on in the world and what's happening and the evil that exists and the powers that be is devastating as it is to all of us. But they're learning in their own way, and they're opening, they're being cracked open, and it's so fucking beautiful. And I'm there to witness it, and I'm there to assist because I've been there. One of my friends is recovering from narcissistic abuse. I experienced that before I met the counterpart. And I experienced that before that, but this was the first time that I realized I was experiencing it. So I'm able to help her to connect with that deeper self. She's become so spiritual and so reflective, and this is a part of her that's so beautiful, and she doesn't see it. She thinks it's the broken part of her. It's the most beautiful part of her because it's her authentically spilling her heart, opening herself up and coming out into the open. And that's what the masculines are doing right now too. So feminine, if you have people in your life who are awakening right now and you're there to assist them, you're there to help them. You don't have to label it awakening journey or ascending. Just let them experience it. Share what you've been through. Share the tools that have helped you, and breathing exercises or meditation or walking or mindfulness or whatever it might be, but share that with them so that they understand that they're not alone, because this is your role. This is what you're here for. People need you right now. The counterpart will find their way. Other people in your life need you right now. Look, the counterpart's finding their way. They are, guys. They're feeling inspired. What about the feminine? Such a beautiful morning. I mean, idyllic, perfect, beautiful, healing, quiet. Dare I say quiet? Watch, there'll be something that'll come through here, like a mower or something. Actually, I can hear it in the distance now. Well, I think that's an airplane or a helicopter. Feminine, what's tempting you at this time? What is tempting you? There's a devil energy. Now this has come up, it's a helicopter. This has come up a few days ago. But we also have the Chariot. The Chariot is similar to the Page of Inspiration that your masculine counterpart received, or your masculine energy received. The Chariot is an energy of opening oneself up, of yes, feeling inspired, of shining your light and doing it unapologetically. I mean, look at all those. This is like this is that full moon in Aries. This is full speed ahead, full charge ahead. Not letting anyone get in your way or step on your toes, and not worrying about what other people think. You're being lifted up by your own belief in yourself. This is about you believing in your sparkle, believing in your magic. I know it's felt like it's been depleted. You may have even felt like you lost your sparkle, you lost your magic. There has been, this devil energy. And as I explained, if your counterpart was in any sort of a narcissistic or abusive situation where there was some sort of siphoning of energy or an energy vampire, it's likely that you've experienced that as well, and that you've been, unfortunately, you've had experiences or instances where you had to encounter a narcissist, maybe not romantically, but professionally or in your friendship circle or in some capacity. And I think this represents that energy. It's the energy of addiction. It's the energy of somebody trying to strip away your light, or somebody trying to kind of attack your light or dim your light, or it's your shadows, your own voice, your own inner voice, and your shadows threatening to sort of take control or take over, to narrate the story. And the Chariot comes through and says, I don't think so. You're busting through whatever is trying to dim your light, whatever is trying to hold you back, any addictions that you might experience, feminine, or any unhealthy situations you need to break away from. You'll be doing that with this full moon in Aries. Hold your ground, guys. Hold steady, because one thing I know for sure is that a narcissistic individual, they thrive. They need supply. They thrive on power. They thrive on supply. They thrive on control. They thrive on stealing somebody's light, and they will appear innocent. They will appear, a lot of them, if they're covert, they appear innocent. They appear, the victims. They appear even like meek, and then they will turn on you in a second. Okay, and so be very weary of that type of energy coming through right now, especially again, if your counterpart, is experiencing something like this. You both are going to be able to break away from this, because I see, with the Page of Wands coupled with the Chariot, both of this is an, inspired energy, but an inspiration that comes from within, that comes from a higher source, a higher power. This is not inspiration that comes from the three. It doesn't come from, accolades or recognition or awards or labels or people telling you you're amazing. This comes from, this is an inner well, an inner source, an inner spring. And the Chariot can also mean fast moving energy, fast momentum. So again, I do feel like we're breaking free with this full moon in Aries of what hasn't served us. And as you break free, you're going to find yourself detaching from people who don't fit into this new energy that you're stepping into. Divine Feminine, don't be surprised now if you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing a different version of yourself. You're seeing yourself differently, or you're seeing your face structure will continue changing on this journey. Sometimes from day to day, your body will shift and change. This is all part of the plan. It's all part of the divine plan, the journey. Sometimes you'll look like your counterpart, other times you'll look like a soulmate, you could look like a sibling, a parent. You're like, oh, what do I even look like, right? I had my hair done yesterday, and I was looking in the mirror, I'm like, I don't even look like myself. So don't attach to physicality right now. The masculine's experiencing this too, where they're looking in the mirror going, I don't even recognize myself. It's so strange. The things that are not you are being stripped away. You're finding your true self. You're finding your true blueprint and template of who you are as a soul, who you came here to be. And that's coupled with your mission work as well. I think it's, less about finding your purpose. And I was talking about this with a dear friend and another healer. It's less about finding your purpose, and it's more about stripping away what isn't you. So we're going to be talking about that in upcoming group program. We're going to be talking about it's like less force, less push, less masculine energy, more of the feminine energy of surrender, less of the need to, I have to figure this out, and more of just sitting back and allowing yourself and that feminine receptive energy to understand who you are and why you're here. I think this should become easier and easier for the feminine. I see 2023 being really the feminine, like the grand rising of the feminine, the grand entrance of the feminine as the dominant energy, but dominant and not in the sense like we normally feel or see or hear the word dominant. Dominant in the sense of more people being able to tap into their feminine energy, more people being able to receive, more people surrendering into who they truly are and why they're truly here. As I said, I've seen this in my own friendship circle with my own family, and everyone's sort of in their own energy right now, and that's okay. That's where we need to be to discover who we truly are. So feminine, there could have been an energy of spiritual narcolepsy where you forgot who you were, you forgot the journey, or you tried to deny the journey. Many of you are probably shaking your heads. Yes, I didn't want to be on this journey. I just wanted to forget meeting the counterpart. I just wanted to be able to be myself without being a counterpart, without being the divine feminine, without being a twin flame. I get that. It's why I use labels for the sake of the video so people can find the channel, but I don't use twin flame when I refer to the counterpart. I say the counterpart, or I call him by his name, but I don't use the word twin flame. It's overused to the point where it's almost ridiculed now, right? You can Google it and it's twin flame everything, and it's this romantic journey, and you think it's a notebook, and then people get confused when it's hard and challenging and painful and excruciating, or they go through separation, or the twin flame is mean to them, or in some way, chooses somebody else. So feminine, I think there has come a point where it's really important. Maybe it was hard for you, or struggling with forgiveness. It's important to forgive yourself first for any transgressions you might have made on this journey. I recall my counterpart saying once, I hope this bridge never burns. And I remember at one point saying, burn, bridge, burn. And I meant it. I did not want anything to do with him. I did not want, and if I'm being totally honest, I am still at a place where I have my boundaries firmly in place, that if you're going to be a part of my life again, it has to be in a healthy manner. It has to be of integrity, with openness and clear communication of what is going on and who I am to you and what this is and what we're doing. But honesty and integrity, two of the main things, that those are my boundaries. And also, I would never put myself in a third-party situation ever again with anybody. So it's something that I've learned on my journey the hard way. But it is important that if you've hardened your heart, Divine Feminine, that you kind of try to extend out the energy of forgiveness to, let's just say, if you're not ready to extend it out to the physical counterpart, to your masculine energy, because we've been really harsh on the masculine energy, I think. And I think part of that was necessary, and now we're coming to a point where it's necessary to forgive. It's necessary to, let's come into that inner union, merge the energies, and have a better and deeper understanding of both parts of ourselves. Both of you are experiencing the energy of ego sublimation, vanishing mirror. Also, feast of plenty, choices and their consequences. You're both realizing the consequences of your actions. I think you're seeing it in real time now. I think everyone's seeing this in real time and how it's playing out. You can see it, I've mentioned this before, in traffic, where somebody will cut you off, or they're cutting everyone off. They think they're more important than everyone else on the road. They're trying to get ahead, and then you're all at the same stoplight. Or you see them get pulled over. Or in some way, you know, somebody cuts in line at the grocery store, and then, you know, they get called out on their actions, and it's you know, almost instantaneously. And so choices and their consequences. There's enough, you know, feast and plenty. There's enough for everyone. There's enough to go around. There's no need to be greedy. There's no need to demand it all at once, is also what I'm hearing. So for the feminine, if you felt like, you may have said like it's all or nothing to the counterpart, and the counterpart's like, well, I can't give you everything, and you're like, okay, well then I'm walking away. You may have to make some compromises in the future when you and your counterpart resume communication and come back together. In what ways did your ego kind of control the show in the past with a counterpart? This can be difficult to see because it's sometimes, you know, again, you're dealing with your divine mirror. Nobody else can trigger you or mirror you quite like that divine counterpart. So really have to kind of dig deep and ask yourself, why am I so angry? Why did I get so triggered? Why am I so, why do I feel abandoned? Why do I feel rejected? What's deeper? What's the deeper aspect or part of this that I need to tap into so that I can heal that? So that somebody can say something or do something to me, and that I don't feel triggered, or I don't feel angry, and I know that it's something they're doing that has nothing to do with me. So again, when the counterpart chooses a karmic partner, it has nothing to do with the feminine or their love for you. But it's really hard to see that if you're coming from a place of ego, you're coming from a place of being triggered. That can be one of the most challenging things on the journey. Let's see, where is the energy? Where are we headed? I'm having a hard time shuffling today. There's going to be an opportunity to work together with the counterpart, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, an opportunity to create abundance, to create something good in the world for some of you. Some of you, part of your mission is working with the counterpart. It could be creating a nonprofit. It could be creating a business. It could be working with children. It could be working with the elderly. It could be, I'm hearing someone out there, there's some work that there's a counterpart couple that will work in hospice, or that will somehow create hospice or introduce something new to hospice, or there may be a hospice nurse out there who's watching this video. That's very important work that you're doing, this idea of death and the transition to death and leaving the physical body and making this more acceptable. So you and your counterpart, maybe the counterpart's a nurse and you're a doctor, or vice versa, or you're both doctors or nurses or whatever, or you're both just volunteer workers. I don't know, but there's something to do with death and the process of dying that's coming up very strongly, that is going to change the way in which we look at the death process, the dying process, the release of the physical body. Knight of Pentacles is a beautiful energy. I love the King of Pentacles. I love the Knight of Pentacles. Hello, baby, you're back. And I love that it's coupled with the Three of Pentacles, because that does suggest that you're going to work together. You're going to start to have the opportunity, some of you, to come back together in physical form, in this physical capacity, in this physical matrix, to be able to move to the next chapter or next segment of the journey. And Knight of Pentacles is also suggesting abundance and wealth and opportunity, hopefulness, gratitude. I mean, this is just such a beautiful energy. Freedom, inspiration, creating whatever it is that you desire, whatever this is. What do you want to create with your counterpart? What have you maybe felt was impossible? That door, again, this full moon in Aries is really powerful. I think it's the second most powerful full moon of the year. I would say the first would be full moon in Scorpio because it represents, sorry, there's a, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to hurt you. There's a caterpillar on me, and these guys can be poisonous. And I think I was sitting on him and hoping I don't want to hurt him. But look, guys, there's always critters, there's always animals that will find me here. So I think he's okay. Hopefully everyone's okay. But yeah, they can be very poisonous. And I was somehow sitting on him. I don't know how this happens. This always happens here at this park in particular. It's so interesting. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, apologize for getting off track. Opportunities, yeah. And then as I was dealing with a caterpillar friend that I thought I had hurt and squished, but luckily I hadn't, I got the Fool card. And this Fool card just kind of flipped over in the deck here. It's a little windy. What do we know about the Fool card? We know that it presents the opportunity for something brand new. This is the opportunity, and it's not gonna, these connections, it's not supposed to look like the way it looked in the past. It's not gonna look like, yeah, you could still be triggered obviously by your counterpart as you heal, but you're gonna be able to work on, I threw this together and in shorter periods of time to be able to heal from that. It's not gonna be like a relapse. You're not gonna go back into those old cycles. This is an opportunity for something brand new. We're going to create something brand new together, and this is going to lead to just so much happiness and hope and fulfillment, and there's a wholeness. You know, the Knight of Pentacles, to me, it's a whole energy. It's an energy that it's going to allow you to really and truly create something sustainable, something long-lasting. I think this starts with yourself, Divine Feminine, and then the counterpart joins you at some point. But if you've been feeling lost, or you've been feeling stuck, or you've been feeling misplaced or displaced on this journey, and you're like, so many people right now, I don't know where to go, what to do, what this means, what this represents, this is the opportunity for you to begin again. So I'm going to end there because my caterpillar friend is wanting to hang out. And I'm getting a little distracted, but I'm going to end there, guys. I think there's a message here. I'm going to have to find out what the message is for from this furry little friend. But I want to say thank you for joining me today. Thank you for allowing me again to bring, I mean, this looks like, doesn't even look real when I look at the background here in the video, but thank you. I hope that this has been something that has been informational for you and inspiring and answered a lot of questions for you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you would like a personal reading or a personal session with me, you can do so. You can check out my website, which is in the description box below. And if you'd like to support me over on Patreon, I have a new moon in Libra report over there with a guided meditation, Light from the Heart, Anahata meditation, to help you open up the heart, recalibrate the heart chakra. I'll be doing more of those meditation videos. And also, if you're interested in reading about the, oh, sorry, off track. I really need to take a break. If also on Patreon, I have an extended reading for the reading from 2 days ago. So you could, and any extended readings, you can catch those over there. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.